bring in Jason Gammel from Macquarie Securities USA. According to Bloomberg's internal data, Jason is one of the most accurate forecasters on oil, making him a Bloomberg best on the subject. He is live on the phone from London. So, Jason, how does the expected news that Tony Hayward is out, Bob Dudley is in, does that kind of trump any news we may get about earnings tomorrow?
Well, it's not official yet, so we'll just have to see what the board decides today. I think it obviously, from a news flow standpoint, is going to be a big issue. But I think also that on the earnings release, you'll probably see an accrual for at least the initial round of charges related to the Macondo well. So that'll be a pretty big news event also, and it could be tens of billions of dollars that are accrued there. Jason,
you sound like you're hedging a little bit. Is there a possibility that Hayward isn't out and Dudley is not in your view?
Well, it's not official until the board actually makes a decision, so we'll wait for the board to decide. It does appear to have a tremendous amount of momentum behind it, though. It's something that has been talked about for really ever since the incident occurred. It wouldn't surprise me if it happens, but again, we'll just wait and see what the board has to say.
Do you think, though, it would be a good thing?
Well, I think one thing it might signal is that internally the company now believes that the worst is behind them, and they're ready to put a new face on the company for the move forward.
We're all trying to get our heads around of who Bob Dudley is. What do you think of him?
Bob Dudley has a very good reputation with the street. He was formerly the CEO of BP, which is their big Russian venture, really one of the biggest pieces of the company. He's former Amoco. He's from Mississippi, I believe, originally, and I think he is very qualified to take over should the board make that decision.
No, Jason, as you point out, it's not a done deal, but the expectations are that Tony Hayward is out. Is this kind of part of a big change in strategy, overall strategy for the company in your view, a new CEO and a new strategy for the company going forward?
Well, in terms of the strategy, I mean, clearly BP is going to have to readjust its overall objectives based upon what's happened here. Certainly the amount of capital that they would have wanted to put into expanding their production base is going to be less than what they would have had. And just dealing with the spill is going to be a big part of what has to happen strategically over the next year or two. So taking those things into account are going to be important if there is a change in CEO. And I think generally speaking, this is a company that is going to have to readjust the expectations of investors over the next couple of quarters.
That's a good point. Hey, what about more asset sales? Are you expecting anything on that front?
They have stated that they want to do about $10 billion of liquidity through either divestitures or cutting the capital program. Now, this big deal that they had with Apache last week covers 7 out of $10 billion. There has been a lot of talk about potentially Vietnam and Pakistan being divested. That gets you pretty close to $10 billion right there. I know there's been a lot of talk about Prudhoe. I would say that at this point, they wouldn't appear to need to do that to meet their target. So it's kind of a wait and see with Prudhoe Bay as well.
Jason, what's the biggest thing you're keeping an eye on over the next few months when it comes to BP?
Well, I mean, I think the first thing is the well successfully killed, and is the well now 100% safe? That's by far and away the biggest thing. Then I think you step back and determine where exactly the production is going to go because of some of the asset sales, and where strategically they're going to want to position themselves geographically. Is Prudhoe something that they want to exit, or is it something they want to retain? Those types of questions are going to be important.
All right, certainly. We'll keep a watch on them. Hey, Jason, thank you so much for breaking it down. Our thanks to Bloomberg Best Analyst Jason Gammel of Macquarie Securities joining us on the phone.